Ajax for a question from Jasmine.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister Trudeau and Deputy Prime Minister Freeland. My name is Jasmine Jagmohan Say. I'm a student at J. Clark Richardson Collegiate, and I have been part of my school's musical theater program for the past 4 years. I love this program, and it has been an absolute blessing to witness the positive impact that it's had on its members, including myself. But unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have been forced to shut down. I believe that the arts in all of their forms are not only essential to expression, diversity, and well-being, but that it's also a crucial part of our economy. So our question for you today is, how will your government support the revitalization of the commercial and educational arts programs that have been devastated by the pandemic?
Oh, thank you so much for that question, Jasmine. I can tell you it is something that is near and dear to my heart. As a Quebecer, I understand how important arts and culture is to not just to our well-being, not just to our economy, although it is, but it's also an identity thing. It's a storytelling. It's knowing who we are and who we want to be, and investing in the arts is unbelievably important. Unfortunately, this pandemic, performing arts, so much of what we do and what you do as artists relies on gathering, relies on audiences, relies on a whole ecosystem of supports that hasn't been able to be there for the arts nearly enough because of this pandemic. So as a government, we have been extra careful, particularly because we have an amazing heritage minister in Stephen Guilbeault, who's been really pushing on this to make sure that whether it was CERB accessibility for the arts or wage subsidy programs and rent help for organizations, including artistic organizations, to be able to make it through this. Now, we as a federal government don't necessarily have a direct portal into provincial education systems, but I know that investing in the arts in general, in this latest budget, we're talking about $1.5 billion directly for our arts funding across the country, are the kinds of things that are going to demonstrate that investing in the arts is something that is fundamental to our society. There is a story, probably apocryphal, but it is still a great story about Winston Churchill in World War II. As they're looking at all the different cuts they have to make to various ministries to pay for the war effort, and they go down the list, and from health we had to cut this percentage, and from revenue you had to cut that percentage, and then they get to the Ministry for Culture or whatever it was they called it at that time, and the person running through the list turns to Churchill and says, "Oh, this won't be an easy one to cut," and he says, "We cut 0% from arts and culture, because if not for arts and culture, then what are we fighting for?" And that ability to continue to celebrate, to share our stories, to tell our stories, but also to challenge ourselves, to imagine what could be better, what needs to be better, what could be worse, to really, check in with our society through the eyes of our artists and our creators is unbelievably important, particularly at a time where the global industry is getting more and more impactful and homogenized. We need to make sure that Canadian voices are being heard in all their full diversity, and that's where investing in arts and culture in general, and being there to support as much as we can as a federal government, provincial governments, to keep investing and protecting arts, music, and drama, and all the different arts in schools that are so important. I spent a little time as a teacher many years, and I did some substituting in the drama department, and I know how impactful it is on students who need that ability to express themselves.
Thank you, Jasmine.
J. Clark Richardson Collegiate in Ajax, Ontario,